Mateo Barkey, WSAN, reporting live from the front lines of education. Here I have with me
Meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees from WCNC Charlotte.
Brittany. What does your day-to-day life at work look like?
Well, it depends on the day, but I'll give you a typical Saturday and Sunday. So I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm at work by 4. I normally forecast for about an hour and a half. I build all of my weather graphics. I put all of my shows together. I do radio updates for our iHeartRadio partners. And then I go and I do my hair and makeup. And I'm normally wearing pajamas when I first come in because 9 times out of 10 I'm cold because I moved here from Florida, even though I'm from Atlanta. So I normally get pretty cold even if the temperature is about 50 degrees. And then I change into my dress. I curl my hair. I do my makeup. 6 a.m. It's time for TV. We're typically on from 6 to 8, and then we have an hour break where I do cut-ins during the Today Show, and then we're on again from 9 to 10. After that, I am updating radio again, updating our web, and sometimes working on weather and climate stories for the rest of the week.
That's amazing. Where do you get your weather information?
So we normally forecast with a combination of our knowledge of the weather, what's happening right now, what's going to happen in the future based on weather models. We also use data that comes from things like weather balloons where they send them up and we get data, of our atmospheric analysis, and also really experience, because a lot of what we do you can't learn in school. It's based on experience. And I have a lot of experience forecasting in the Carolinas. My first TV job was in Myrtle Beach, then I was in Florida, I've been in Georgia, and I'm back here. So we have a challenging forecast because we forecast, from Charlotte and the Sandhills of South Carolina all the way to the mountains. So sometimes it can be sunny and 70 in Charlotte, and it can be windy with 100-mile-per-hour winds on Grandfather Mountain. So we have a lot of microclimates here. Forecasting is difficult, but it's a cool, rewarding job because no day is ever the same.
That is very true. That leads into my next question. What does it take to become a meteorologist?
Well, normally you need at least a 4-year degree in meteorology. I have my undergrad degree and I also have a master's degree in meteorology. I mostly got that because I wanted the potential to teach later if I wanted to teach. Most colleges will let you teach like the grade lower than you. So I could teach a bachelor's, class because I have a master's. But it takes that and honestly a lot of experience. Like I said, you really learn a lot on the job, but you don't have to get a degree in meteorology and be on TV. Airlines employ meteorologists, FedEx, UPS employ meteorologists, Amazon employs meteorologists, cruise lines employ meteorologists, a lot of other companies do too. Especially now with a lot of companies pushing for climate change, sustainability, and things like that. They also want people kind of who are experts in the field to help them with that. So you can do a lot of things. You don't have to do TV, and probably you'll make a lot of money doing things that aren't TV. So,
how is climate change affecting the weather in NC?
It's not necessarily, there's a big difference between climate and weather. Climate is the change, over a 30-year period, whereas weather is, what happens every single day. So the biggest change that we're seeing really across the entire world is just the slow gradual warming. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have more events that are happening. It's just the events, so the floods, the hurricanes, things like that are more severe due to climate change.
Yeah. Final question. What is the most stressful day or stressful thing that could happen at work?
Well, I think it's a 1-2. I would say in terms of the technology side, if I walked into work and my graphic system was not working, that would be really, really stressful. It has happened a few times, but it's pretty rare. But I would say on the other hand, normally the most stressful day is really when we have a severe weather risk, just because from our perspective, or I guess my perspective specifically, but I think all the meteorologists on my team, Brad, Chris, Larry, and KJ would all agree, we got into this business to try to help keep the viewers safe. And so our hope always is like helping folks, stay weather aware, knowing when there's a severe weather risk, because the number one is keeping our viewers safe. So hoping when there's a risk for severe weather, 1, that things don't get bad, and 2, that if they do, that people are staying safe.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.